What if the person you trusted most was the one orchestrating everything behind your back? Tonight, we dive deep into Oddity, a story of obsession, betrayal, and secrets hiding in plain sight. Stay tuned, because what you thought was a simple haunted house is far darker than you imagine. At the very beginning, we see Danny quietly working on a house she and her husband Ted just moved into, carefully renovating it piece by piece, trying to turn it into something warm and livable. After finishing up, she walks downstairs, and suddenly, a camera flashes and captures her image, almost like something unseen is watching her. We're then introduced to Ted, her husband, a psychiatrist drowning in work at an understaffed hospital, constantly busy, constantly absent. Danny calls him, sounding a little relieved, telling him she finally got a signal in the house and will be staying there alone tonight. Something about that already doesn't sit right. She then tries calling her sister Darcy, leaving a voicemail when she doesn't answer, softly saying they're connected, almost like it means more than just words. Later that night, Danny steps outside to grab something from her car, but suddenly, a sound breaks the silence, sharp enough to freeze her in place. She shines her flashlight into the darkness. Nothing. No one. Just silence staring back at her. Uneasy, she rushes back inside and locks the door, but the feeling doesn't leave. It lingers, like something is still out there. And then she sees him, a man standing outside her house. He tells her to open the door, urgently, saying she's in danger, that he saw her earlier leave the door open, and someone slipped inside. Danny hesitates, confused, insisting she saw no one, asking what he's doing there in the first place. But then he says something that chills her completely. He knows Ted works nights. Now she's scared. She asks if he's one of Ted's patients, and the man responds that he heard something in the walls, followed it, and saw someone enter. And right on cue, a noise echoes from inside the house. Danny freezes. Maybe, just maybe, the man is telling the truth. She slowly moves toward the door, about to open it. And then, cut. We suddenly shift to another man, sketching in a room filled with drawings, and among them is the same man who stood outside Danny's house. He hears something. At first he ignores it, but it comes again, louder this time. He opens the door, sees something, and instantly slams it shut, panic flooding his face as he hides under the bed. The door creaks open. Silence. After a while, he crawls out, trembling, and walks into another room, only to find a man brutally murdered. A man with an artificial eye. The story then shifts again, this time to Ted sitting with Darcy, Danny's sister, a blind woman who owns a shop filled with cursed and haunted objects. She tells him about one of them, a bell, tied to a disturbing story of a hotel bellboy who was pushed down the stairs by a drunk guest and died. Days later, when the bell was rung, the dead bellboy came running back. Not peacefully, but angry. Darcy warns Ted, the last two people who rang it ended up dead. But Ted brushes it off, shifting the topic to a man named Declan Barrett, who recently died, and who had been at a halfway house with Olin Bull the night Olin was killed. While clearing Declan's belongings, they found Olin's fake eye. Ted admits he almost destroyed it, but remembered Darcy wanted it. And when he asks why, Darcy says something that hits deep. She wants to know what Olin felt when he died, regret, or just fear, because Olin supposedly killed her sister Danny. Before Ted leaves, Darcy invites him for dinner, saying it's almost a year since Danny died, and she feels like talking about her. Ted awkwardly responds, mentioning his new girlfriend, Yana, someone he got close to after Danny's death. That, right there, already tells you everything. Later, Darcy touches Olin's glass eye, and instantly, visions flood her mind. Olin, Danny, and a masked man. She rushes to a trunk in her shop, filled with cursed items, and the moment she touches it, something shifts. Cut to Ted and Yana. Yana complains she couldn't sleep, says she hates being alone in that house when Ted works nights. Ted reassures her, promises things will get better once his schedule changes. But then Yana shows him something. Danny's camera. She says she took photos recently, but Danny appears in them. Ted brushes it off as double exposure, but Yana insists she saw Danny in the house. Not a ghost, but something real. Ted dismisses it, calls it stress, but you can tell, he doesn't want to believe anything else. They plan to leave the house temporarily, but then Yana reveals something else. A locked trunk, sent by Darcy. And before they can even process it, Darcy herself shows up at the house. Uninvited. Unannounced. Just there. Ted is clearly uncomfortable, but Darcy calmly reminds him. He invited her for Danny's anniversary. Now here's the thing. He doesn't remember doing that. And that right there tells you something is already off. Ted leaves for work, reluctantly allowing Darcy to stay, even though Yana clearly doesn't want her there. After he leaves, the tension rises instantly. Darcy opens the trunk, revealing a strange wooden figure, something that doesn't feel like it belongs in the real world. Yana grows uneasy, especially when Darcy starts talking about traditions and gifts and things that feel symbolic, intentional. Meanwhile, Ted discovers disturbing sketches in Declan's file, showing a creature attacking someone, something not human. Back at the house, Yana notices something terrifying. The wooden figure is no longer inside the trunk, and Darcy claims she didn't take it out. From here, everything begins to spiral. Yana can't find her keys, as if the house itself is trapping her. Darcy keeps asking questions about her relationship with Ted, pushing deeper, sharper, like she already knows the answers. She reveals her ability, psychometry, reading objects, uncovering their past, their secrets. Then she drops the truth. Olin didn't kill Danny. And suddenly, we are thrown back into that night. Danny never opened the door. Olin actually tried to help her, told her to stay alert, and went to call the police. But inside, Danny checks her camera and sees something horrifying. A masked man right behind her. And before she can react, he kills her. Back in the present, Darcy names the real killer. Ivan, Ted's orderly. And now everything connects. Ted tries to dismiss it, but Darcy doesn't stop. She exposes him completely. He didn't want to lose the house, didn't want a divorce. So he had Ivan kill Danny. Quick, quiet, clean, just like that. In a flashback, we see it all unfold. The plan, the manipulation, the betrayal. And honestly, this is where the movie stops being horror and becomes something much darker. Darcy reveals she originally came to kill Ted, but now she wants him to lose everything instead. Ted tries to outsmart her, suggests calling the police, playing calm, playing smart. But behind that calm, he's already planning something. He leaves the house, calls her, and as Darcy rushes to answer, she falls, straight through a hidden trap door. Ted knew. He planned it. Even now, he's still ahead. Or at least, he thinks he is. Ivan arrives later, finds Darcy barely alive. She raises her hand, whispering, "We are connected." And that's when everything changes. The camera starts taking pictures on its own. Strange sounds fill the house. The wooden figure is no longer where it was. And then, it moves. Alive. Watching. Ivan panics, tries to escape, but falls, breaking his leg. The wooden figure approaches, slowly, deliberately, and lifts him by the head. At that same moment, Darcy sees Danny smiling at her. And just like that, Darcy dies, and the wooden figure becomes lifeless again. Later, Ivan ends up in the psychiatric facility, under Ted's control. Ted questions him, twisting everything, making him look insane. A wooden man? Really? No one will believe that. Ivan wants to confess, but Ted shuts it down, reminding him, confession means prison forever. Ted wins. Or at least, that's what he thinks. Because later, another patient enters Ivan's room and eats him alive. No hesitation. No mercy. Just like that, loose end's gone. The next morning, Ted returns home and finds a package waiting. Inside, the same cursed bell Darcy talked about. He places it down, stares at it, thinking, calculating. Then finally, rings it. Nothing happens. He smirks. Fake. Just stories. But then, behind him, standing quietly, the bellboy, watching. And just like that, the movie ends. Now that we've unraveled Oddity, let's break down what really makes this film a masterclass in psychological horror and storytelling. First, the hidden genius. The filmmakers didn't just rely on jump scares. Every sound, every camera flash, and even the placement of objects in the house, like the wooden figure or the cursed trunk, was intentionally designed to trigger unease and foreshadow the truth. Most viewers miss that the house itself becomes a character, reflecting Danny's and Darcy's vulnerabilities. Critically speaking, Oddity excels in layering suspense with moral ambiguity. Ted, who appears calm and rational, is slowly revealed to be the real manipulator. The contrast between his public persona and his actions teaches us how trust can be weaponized in storytelling, a psychological lesson filmmakers can study. Educationally, notice how psychometry and psychic ability aren't just gimmicks. They're tools to move the plot, while teaching subtle cues about cause and effect. Darcy reading objects like the glass eye or the wooden figure gives the audience hidden context that ordinary characters can't see, creating a sense of dramatic irony. That's a key technique in suspense writing, letting the audience know more than the characters. Hidden detail alert. Pay attention to the camera flashes and photographs. They're not random. Each snapshot subtly foreshadows the masked killer and Danny's eventual fate. Even the bellboy's ghost at the end isn't just for shock. Its presence is a callback to Darcy's warnings about cursed objects, a narrative circle that most casual viewers completely overlook. Advice for filmmakers. Oddity shows the power of blending psychological manipulation, supernatural elements, and real human fear. Timing is everything. The movie demonstrates that tension isn't just in the scary moments. It's in the small, silent beats where characters are watching, waiting, and thinking. That's where horror lives. And for viewers, don't just watch passively. Look for symbolic objects, repeated motifs, and character microexpressions, like Darcy mimicking the wooden figure or Ivan's subtle panic cues. These are storytelling breadcrumbs. Missing them means missing half the story. Finally, remember, Oddity is more than a haunted house film. It's a study of human obsession, the consequences of deception, and how fear can manipulate perception. If you watch closely, you'll see layers of horror hiding in plain sight, lessons on narrative control, and hints dropped about morality, trust, and inevitability that most people never notice. So next time you watch, pay attention to the details, the cursed objects, the camera angles, the character decisions. That's where the true oddity lies, and that's where the story gets really terrifying. Because the scariest part of this movie isn't the ghost. It's the human choices behind everything. Now tell me this. Did you catch that Ted was the real villain from the beginning? Or did the movie completely fool you? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I actually read them, and I want to know what you noticed that others might have missed. And if you enjoy breakdowns like this, deep, intelligent, and uncovering details 99% of people never see, then you're already part of something special. Make sure you like this video. Subscribe to D Billions family, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next mind-blowing recap. Because trust me, the next story is even crazier.